Hey everybody, welcome to week 5. Here is your overview. Let's see what we're doing this week. Okay, so hopefully you have printed out your course schedule. We have 2 main focuses this week. One is drafting your creative nonfiction essay to continue drafting, and the other one is writer's craft, which directly relates to your drafting. You're going to be incorporating that writer's craft into your draft this week. So, of course, we have our daily notebook writing. This week I have 2 prompts that I'm making you do, and the other 3 are your choice. This is how you are showing me how you are using your notebook to draft your essay. So you need to be specific and tell me what you're choosing to do for those 3 days. And this should also be drafting for your essay. So this is where you're going to be trying things out, practicing craft in your notebook that will be integrated into your essay. So you're going to tell me what you're doing with that. Okay, so those are the 5 things that you will be doing this week. I would like to talk to you about this first one right here, the 2-minute blast. This was in a VoiceThread earlier. I have the directions right here. So based on your creative nonfiction essay, that topic, you are going to begin with a statement that seems obvious. Something about your topic for your essay that seems really obvious. And then you are going to write for 2 minutes as much as possible about why that statement is obvious. So you're going to write a statement that's obvious, then you're going to write for 2 minutes why it's obvious. Okay? Then you are going to write for another 2 minutes about what bothers you about your original statement. All right? And you might argue with your original statement. So it's going to be about a 4-minute or 5-minute, maybe a little bit longer writing activity there. But I want to see that contrast of what you thought was obvious and now what bothers you about it. So if my essay was about how delicious McDonald's hamburgers were, I would start by saying, oh, McDonald's, and I'm going to say cheeseburger because I'm a cheeseburger eater, I guess. McDonald's cheeseburgers are so wonderful. The bun is soft and white, and I love white bread, and the meat is has a nice seasoned meat, so it's not tasteless, and the cheese just adds just a little bit of flavor, and I like to eat it with ketchup, right? I'd keep going for 2 minutes about how wonderful the McDonald's cheeseburger was. And then I would say, what bothers me about these cheeseburgers is I'm really not sure if it's real beef. It says it is, but it doesn't really taste like the same kind of hamburger that I eat at my house when I make homemade burgers. And I'd go on like that, right? So that is what you're going to be doing, except you're going to be doing it with your own topic for your own essay. All right, and then, of course, we are talking about figurative language this week, so we'll talk about that in a few minutes. All right, so Monday. Monday, you have 2 things to do. The first thing that you're going to do is you're going to write your rhetorical situation for your essay. And this is an assignment in the assignment folder, so you're going to be typing this up using Microsoft Word, 1-inch margins, 12-point font, Times New Roman font, and it's going to be double-spaced. And you're going to go back to page 35 in the writer's practice, and you're going to read about the rhetorical situation. It's right there on the page, and you are going to write it. And you're going to compose the answers to the questions that are there in order to analyze the rhetorical situation for your own essay. Okay? And you're also going to label those elements correctly using the correct vocabulary. It's all right there. Read it carefully and hand that in as a an assignment into the assignment folder. The other thing you have is a voice thread, and that is going to be focusing on writer's craft. We are going to be using Georgia Hurd's essay, and so we will be going through that and analyzing it for craft. And this is Georgia Hurd. I just thought it would be nice for you to see her face. So that is Monday's work. Tuesday's work, you're going to start with a quiz. This is in the quizzes section of D2L, and there are questions from Donald Murray. So Don Murray asked some questions, and this is all going to be about your essay, and you're going to answer those questions in the quiz, and this is Don Murray. Okay? And then you're going to have a reflection. This is another mentor text, and you know the drill, right? The very first part, part 1, is a reflection about how you are interpreting and feeling and what you think about the essay, and that should be a shorter version, like a shorter reflection. And then part 2 is when you are reading like a writer and you're going through all of the craft that you see and how Amy Tan writes this essay. And this is Amy Tan. So those are the 2 things to do on Tuesday. On Wednesday, you have 2 things to do as well. One is there's a video about figurative language. It's a review. This review goes quickly through some literary ways to use figurative language. Literary devices is what I was trying to say. And it also talks about the difference between literal and figurative and using words literally and figuratively. The other thing you're going to do is you're going to work on your essay, editing, revising, mostly revising, and drafting. Draft, 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 revise, 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 repeat, repeat, repeat. Editing might come later, but just make sure that you are working on your essay. And then on Thursday, you are going to write draft 2. And draft 2 will be due Friday morning at 8 a.m. So make sure that you're adding in some writer's craft. Make sure you're adding in some figurative language. And that will go into the assignment folder on Friday morning. And then on Friday, the only thing you have to do is your writer's notebook daily writing for that day. And of course, keep drafting over the weekend. Okay, so that is our week in a nutshell. If you have questions, you can email me. It's going to be a great week. I'll see you in the next presentation.